Hello. This greeting comes from the editorial couch. Finally made it through the shoot and we're in post-production and I get to sit in my favourite position on the couch at editorial. So, welcome to the first of our post-production diaries. Obviously we can't talk about how many days shooting we've had because we're now into post-production, but we are exactly 33 weeks away from the release of the movie on December 14th. So we thought we'd count these down. 33 is a special number because obviously the original King Kong was made in 1933. During these post-production diaries, we'll spend some time with each of the post-production departments. There's obviously the editorial department, the digital effects department, Weta Digital, Weta Workshop. We also have a film unit that is shooting, which is the Minis unit. We have the motion capture department. The sound department is starting up. And then eventually, at the very end, we'll have the finishing of the film with the colour timing and the sound mixing. But right now, we thought we should give you an overview so you can see what different departments are doing 33 weeks away from the release of the film.
Really exciting though to getting onto it because it has been pretty tricky while Pete's been doing the shooting, so it's really good to get full attention from him. So hopefully we'll move along really fast with the aims to try and get a good sort of structure of the movie done in the next 2 or 3 months, just to see how it's pacing out.
God, just splitting this up is a bloody mission in itself, isn't it?
Get as much of an idea of how the movie's working as a story so that Peter and Fran and Philippa can think about anything extra that might be needed.
What we're tending to do now is just actually kind of getting into sort of the nitty-gritty scenes where we can actually turn over a few really complicated effect shots to Weta. Obviously they need more and more effect shots to get through the system.
Once the shots are turned over, it's feeding Weta Digital with work in a sensible way that all the big stuff's not left to the end when there's no time. But certainly the volume of work that we're putting through the place with all the different departments is definitely increased now that we've stopped shooting, because now that Peter's cutting, the material's going to start flying backwards and forwards.
We've got quite a few effect shots to do, somewhere, I don't know, thousands, quite a few to do. And we've got about 8 months left to finish them all, which is somewhat daunting, and we try not to think about it too much, but we'll just keep slamming through it and get there.
On Lord of the Rings, we were completing a miniature maybe every 2.5 to 3 months at the height of production. We've now honed that down to a week and a half per miniature. We've got probably 80 people building miniatures in the workshop at the moment, so it's certainly keeping us busy. We've been building miniatures for 4 stages that Alex Funke's department have been looking after.
We estimate between now and the middle of October we have about between 1,400 and 2,000 shots. So it just means people have to work faster and harder and find better ways to get things done, which we're doing. We've started up another unit, a second miniature unit, just basically because there's simply more shots than we can do in one. So basically we split the work down the middle. We'll take half and they'll take half. We lifted off long before production began, and we'll probably still be shooting when they pull the plug at the very end.
We'll probably be motion capturing up, I'd say, maybe going through to August, September maybe, depending on last-ditch shots, maybe October. Motion capturing Kong's way harder than Gollum. It's 10 times harder. For Kong, we're doing a full facial capture as well as full body capture. It's very tricky to capture body and facial at the same time.
It's amazing what they can do in films nowadays. It's all that CG that they do.
The sound department, they'll be working on the dialogue for the film and all of the sound effects.
Well, basically right now we're in a period where we're gathering all the effects, the ingredients that we're going to use to cook up this big feast. So we're just recording all the different elements that are going to go into making up the effects end of the soundtrack.
Okay. So welcome to post-production, and during the next 33 weeks we'll show you what each of the departments are doing, and you'll get to see what happens when the pressure really gets on towards the end.